Welcome, Taurus, to your weekly timeless ghetto reading by Sapphire Queen 999. If you're new to the channel, then welcome. If you're returning, then it's always a pleasure to have you back. I want to remind everyone that these are general messages, that these messages are intended for entertainment purposes only, so that they may or may not resonate with you at this time, Taurus. Also, keep in mind that these messages are timeless messages, so that these messages could have already occurred in your past, could be happening in the now, or have yet to come. So normally when I give you your readings, I like to pick up energies from your recent past, your present, and your near future. I also like to pull out oracle cards in order to set the mood. And then at the end, I like to give you what I call the summarized overall energy that I read from the bottom of the deck cards. So I'm going to do your reading exactly as usual, but this time instead of just doing your reading, Taurus, I'm also going to be doing the reading of your person, or at least the person who's on your mind. And what I'm going to be asking Spirit is to tell me how you guys are feeling about one another and this connection. So your spread will be laid out to the left of the table while their spread will be out on the right. So let's get right to it, Taurus. So for your oracle cards, you have addiction, and it says codependent, obsession, possession, controlling, has a block, restraint. And then you have the clock, which says need time, takes time, in time cycles, time to heal, progress. And for your last card, you have the snake, which states competition, enemy, clever, malicious, look over your shoulders, the other woman. So what I'm getting out of this energy, Taurus, is that you were in a codependent connection because, every time you try to break loose of it, you ended up not being able to heal and return. There was like a lot of back and forth energy is what I'm getting. And the reason there was a lot of back and forth energy is because you had to compete for your person's attention and for their love, because they had other options that were also involved in this connection. So basically you were probably part of a 3-party relationship. Okay, so hopefully with the clock card, you taking your time and you've healed, and now you're gonna progress into something new. So let's move on to your first 3 cards, which will clarify the recent past energies. So in your recent past, Taurus, you have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and that is being clarified with the King of Wands in reverse. And what I'm getting out of this energy is that you've decided not to move forward with a certain situation because it no longer interested you. You no longer had passion for it. You no longer wanted to pursue it. It did not, it no longer made you, I don't know, it no longer made you happy, basically. And then that goes to follow with the Strength card in reverse, which is being clarified with the 8 of Cups. And what it's telling me is that, you're tired of being strong and holding on to something that it's not for you. So you decided to walk away from that connection, that toxic connection. And your last card in the recent past, we have the 6 of Swords, and it's being clarified with the 7 of Swords, which tells me that you decided to run as far as possible from this impossible to fix situation because you were tired of being, defeated and being lied to and being, taken for granted. So let's move on to your next 3 cards, which will represent your present energy. So for your next 3 cards, you have the Fool upright, and that is being clarified with the King of Swords. And what I'm getting out of that energy is that an offer, an opportunity for a new beginning has come. And, because of this pain you just went through, you just encountered with this previous connection, your guards are up with this King of Swords. You're feeling somewhat defensive, and, and before you can even pursue, you want to take your time and master the situation, meaning, get to know this new person, make sure that this new person is not about playing games and is not out to get you. And with the High Priestess being clarified with the 2 of Swords, what it's telling me is that, you're listening to your intuition. You're not, being easily blinded or easily gaslighted into what's really going on. And with the Two of Swords, it's just, like you're no longer gonna stay stagnant there, sitting, waiting. You're gonna remove that blindfold and you're gonna move forward to find truth, to seek truth. And for your last card in the present, we have the Seven of Swords in reverse being clarified by the Nine of Wands. And what I'm getting out of this energy is that, you no longer were gonna entertain the lies and the games and the heartache that was being brought upon to you by your previous connection, and you were gonna stand strong and defend your honor with this fallen warrior card, Nine of Wands. So let's move on to your next these cards, which will represent the near future energies. So for your near future, you have the Tower card, and that's being clarified by the Tower card. So what I'm getting out of this energy is that, a Tower moment is to have like an aha moment, a moment when you realize something is not really working to your, to your good. So I'm thinking that you had not one, but two, and probably right back to back, because, you probably realized that this person you was dealing with was someone that, you needed to cut out. So that was your first And then with the second Tower, I'm thinking that you're realizing that you're mistreating the new person who has come in to try to show you love and help you heal by comparing their actions to the actions of your ex. So then your next card is the Ten of Wands, and that's being clarified by the Page of Swords. And what I'm getting out of that is that, as you decided to walk away from your previous relationship, you carry with you all your experience and all your, all your hurt, all your sorrows, all your pains, because you knew you needed to keep this in a file somewhere to help remind you, how to recognize and identify a situation like your previous situation if it was to ever to come back again. And with the Page of Swords, that's just someone who's very, very on point when it comes to, information being omitted. Not actually being a liar, but just, which information to provide and not to provide. And with this Page of Swords, what I'm getting is that, you are going to keep your eyes open and you're going to study your new person, because you want to just be 100% sure that they're really not about any games as they claim. But, with the Ten of Wands, you're going to walk towards them. You're going to walk towards this new beginning and explore this new connection. And with the Four of Pentacles being clarified by the Fool, what I'm getting is that you're going to take this leap. And once you take the leap, that you see how good this connection is, you're going to want to hold on to it probably for the rest of your life, Taurus. If any of this stuff is resonating with you so far, Taurus, don't forget to press like. All right, if you're enjoying the reading and the style that I'm using today, subscribe to the channel and ring the bell so that, you could be made aware of future messages as I upload them. And, if you're not getting anything out of it, it's all good and dandy. You can walk away if you feel you need to. But, you should press share and send a message to a friend who may either be dealing with a Taurus or is a Taurus and should probably be in need of listening to this message. Okay, so let's move on to your person's oracle cards. So for your person's oracle cards, they have Not Today, which reads not dealing, hurt, avoiding a conversation, call, or person, boundaries, still angry. And then your person's next card is Girl Talk, which states time with friends, moving on, happily single, living in the moment, having fun. And then your person's last oracle card is Heartbroken, which states deeply hurt, sad, separation, breakup, feeling lost, grieving, and mourning. So what I'm getting out of this is that your person has gone through a lot of fucked up shit when it comes to love. And, Even though they're willing to explore this connection to an extent, they're actually trying to avoid it because they fear it. And since single life hasn't been a bad life for them because they have been able to prove themselves as someone who, is independent and resilient with or without a person, they really don't care whether if this connection takes place or not. Because, they're still very hurt by what the last person or persons have done to them. So let's move on to their first 3 cards, which will represent their recent past energy. So for your person's recent past, Taurus, they have the Lover's card, and that is being clarified by the 7 of Pentacles. And what I'm getting out of this energy is that, when you and this person met, it was like an instant connection between you guys. It was like a divine some energy that pulled you guys together and let you, and made you guys feel like this is where you guys belong. But, being that your person has been very hurt in the past, they had to take the time to analyze the connection to make sure that, this is something that is worth them putting their heart at risk. And then your person has the Wheel of Fortune card in reverse, being clarified by the 4 of Swords in reverse. And what I'm picking up out of that energy is that, they're not really convinced about taking that move, that next step with you, because they haven't completely healed, So they're very fearful. They're still holding on to this fear. So because they're holding on to this fear, they're very afraid of taking this forward move with you. And for the last card in the recent past, they have the Knight of Pentacles with the 8 of Wands in reverse. And what this is telling me is that, they want to take their time and at exploring this offer. They don't want fast action. They want to go as slow as this Knight of Pentacles is. They really want to take their time and they really want to grow into this union. So let's move on to your person's next 3 cards, which will let us know about their present energies. So in the present, your person has the Death card, and that is being clarified by the Knight of Wands in reverse. And what I'm getting out of that energy is that your person knew that at some point they did have to close that chapter of pain. They had to let go of that pain, that heartache, in order to be able to transform and grow into a new. And with the Knight of Wands, it just shows me that, they're willing to do that, but at their pace. They don't want to be rushed. They want to take their time because they want to make sure that when they do take that step, they're not going to end up or heartbroken like they have in the past. And then their next card is the Ace of Swords. And that's being clarified by the Devil in reverse. And what I'm getting out of that energy is that, your person's going to want some type of proof that this new beginning that's being offered to them by you, Taurus, is going to be based on truth. It is going to be a 100% real, loyal, no secrets type of connection. And once they know that, they'll be able to, to cut ties with the negative energies that cloud their brain in order to move forward with you. And for their last card in the present, they have the Knight of Swords, and that's being clarified by the 9 of Pentacles in reverse, which tells me that, even though this person seeks truth and is so afraid of pursuing a connection, they don't want to be single forever. At some point, they do want to experience true love. They do want to try to reach that 10 of Pentacles status. But in the meantime, they're okay with being single because they want to make sure that as they enter, as they devote themselves and they enter this connection, that it's going to be done because they know that this is a safe person to heal with. So let's move on to the last 3 cards, which will represent the near future energies of your person. So for the next 3 cards, we have the 2 of Swords in reverse, and that is being clarified with the High Priestess in reverse. And what I'm getting out of that energy is that your person no longer wants to be blinded to the truth. They want to be a part of. So meaning that, if you're going to go and whatever it is that you're going to do, Taurus, they want to know what it is that you're doing. They want to feel comfortable to say, okay, I'm coming with you. And for you to be like, okay, Ma, and or, okay, Papi, and it's all right, because since you're not hiding anything, it's okay for them to tag along and observe what it is that you claim that you're doing out there. And with the High Priestess, it just confirms to me that, this person doesn't want to be around something that they feel they have to be searching for truth all the time. That they have to start asking themselves, oh, am I doing the right thing? What is this person doing? They don't want to be a part of all that doubting. They done that. They're done with that. So for the next card, they have the 3 of Cups, and that is being clarified with the Death card in reverse. And what that's telling me is that, this person, wants to move forward with this union, because this union is a union, that makes them really happy. And, with the Death card in reverse, it just tells me that, they're not ready to close this chapter yet. They still exploring it. And then the next card, which is their last card, is the Temperance in reverse. And that is being clarified with the 5 of Swords upright. And what I'm getting out of this is that, even though the Temperance is about having patience and having faith, this person, they want to have the patience. But, I'm thinking that you're putting a little pressure on them to demonstrate a little more, because you want to make sure that, this person is going to not just receive your cup, but also equally return it. And with the 5 of Swords, this is just a card that says that there could be some stress. There could be possibilities of, being abandoned or having their back turned on you. But what I'm getting out of it, in combination with the Temperance, is that, time will tell. Time will tell who your person really is. And, even though you may want to speed into the connection, your person has made it very clear to you that they want to take their time. And, they're not going to conflict themselves no more with doubting what if, what is, what's going. They're not doing that no more, because, they know that eventually everybody digs their own grave. So that time will tell. Time will tell who you are and what they mean to you, Taurus. So let's move on to the overall energies with the bottom of the deck card. So for your overall energy, Taurus, you have self-indulgence as your oracle card. And what I'm getting out of this energy is that, well, first let's read the card. It says, focus on self, self-worth, time to heal, shadow work, self-appreciation. And what I'm getting out of this is that, being that you two just came out of a fucked up connection, is telling you, slow down. Stop trying to rush your person. Because, both of you guys do require some time to heal in order to be able to enter this relationship with more of an open mind. So that it could be non-biased and, at no point compared to what had happened in your past. And then you have the 9 of Swords in reverse, which tells me that, as you walked into this connection, you were releasing some of your fears, and you were stressing less, and you were, probably being able to sleep through your nights. But with the Sun in reverse, it just tells me that, you still were too fearful to give in to your happiness. Because every time that you felt any type of happiness, it always gets ripped away from you by some type of pain that was caused by the person you loved and cared for the most. So let's move on to your person's overall energies. And for their overall energy, they have the Separation Oracle card, which reads, sadness, missing you, thinking about you, yearning, unsure of future. And what I'm getting out of that energy, Taurus, is that your person, was feeling sad over their past experiences. Because of all the hurt they encountered, they were unsure of where this connection may be taking them. And deep down, they were really thinking about you all the time. And when they didn't hear from you or they didn't reach out to you, they really missed you. But they did that in order to protect themselves because they were really afraid to end up hurt as they pursue this new connection. And then their next card is the Four of Swords. And what that confirms to me is that your person is not 100% healed yet. They still need a little more time to rest, to focus on what it is that they want out of a connection, and for them to be able to manifest how to go about getting it. And with the Page of Pentacles in reverse, what I'm getting is that, this person was afraid of, just like you, they're afraid of accepting this offer. They're afraid that instead of stability, you're just going to cause them more pain. Okay, so that's what I have for you guys this week, Taurus. I hope that it resonated with you guys. If it did, don't forget to press like. If you enjoyed this reading and would like to hear more readings like this, or would like to give me some recommendations in regards to different styles of reading, why don't you go and subscribe and leave me a message in my inbox or make a comment on the video. And, if you were just someone who took the ride and listened to the message but really didn't resonate with it at all, then, and you may have a friend within your Taurus community who may get something out of this, press share and send them the video so that they could at least listen to it. Okay, it's always a pleasure, and I'll read for you guys again next week. Bye.